And welcome everyone to our weekly Bleacher Report chat. I'm Andy Katz. As we break down the AP Top 25 poll, my Power 36, we look at our National Player of the Week, Team of the Week, and games to watch this week in men's college basketball. It may sound a little nasally here and a little bit of a rough weekend, but I'm on the other side of it, so hopefully you bear with me here as we go through the Top 25 poll. As you can see there, Arizona remains number one. A great win over Wisconsin over the weekend at McHale. Kansas, 2, knocked off rival Missouri. 3, Purdue beat Alabama in Toronto, the homecoming for Zach Edey. 4, Houston. Cougars just keep winning. 5, UConn. I would have flipped those, and you'll see that momentarily. UConn had a really good week with their victory over North Carolina at the Jimmy V Classic in Madison Square Garden. Baylor still undefeated at 6. Marquette bouncing back, playing well, a nice win over Texas. Creighton, it looks like that game against Colorado State, a little more of an anomaly. Carolina at 9 after losing to UConn. I still think they're a top 10 team at this point. Here's what gets interesting. I think you have to drop Gonzaga. I don't think they should be in the top 10 after losing at Washington on late Saturday night. So they shouldn't be at 10. I'd put Oklahoma in there. I would also put Clemson in there. Clemson at 13, still undefeated. They beat TCU in Toronto. Oklahoma, they had a really good week. Knocked off Providence at home, beat Arkansas in Tulsa. Oklahoma should be top 10. Oklahoma and Clemson, both undefeated, should be in the top 10. Tennessee beats Illinois, so they're 12. Kentucky beats Penn, Florida Atlantic, and Illinois. Okay. I'm scratching here. 15, 16. They just played. It's one thing if it was a month ago. How can you have FAU over Illinois? It doesn't make any sense. Illinois beat them in New York, neutral court. Colorado State, depleted roster, loses to St. Mary's. That's okay. BYU suffers its first loss rivalry game against Utah. Texas loses to Marquette, fine, James Madison. Duke beats Charlotte. Virginia, they're playing well. Wisconsin stays in the top 25 after the loss to Arizona, but they had a really good week winning at Michigan State. Prior weekend, they won at Marquette. Miami, again, they shouldn't be ranked in the top 25. Why is Miami ranked? Miami got drilled on Sunday by Colorado in Brooklyn. Was anyone paying attention? And Northwestern. Love to see it. 25 for the Wildcats. Beat Purdue. Followed up with a win against winless Detroit Mercy. All right. So let's pause there. Take a step back. Top 9, I get no problem with. In some order. It's fine. Gonzaga shouldn't be in 10. Oklahoma Clemson should be up there. FAU Illinois for sure should be flipped. And Miami should not be ranked this week. What has Miami done to this point to be in the top 25 at this point in the season? They got to get out. Get out. They got drilled by Colorado in Brooklyn. Shouldn't happen. All right. So, Mixer says, how is Colorado not ranked? I agree with you. They beat Miami handily in Brooklyn. WD Sports says they should rank St. Joe's. Let's do this. All right. Talking to our producer here. Let's go to my Power 36. We're going to go to Player of the Week, Team of the Week, and our games to watch. So I want to show you some comparison. If we can go to the first screen of the Power 36. Okay. If we can do that, I want to show you some comparison. All right. So there you see I had Oklahoma and Clemson in the top 10. Creighton just outside. UConn ahead of Purdue and Baylor and Houston. Same top 2. All right, let's go to the next screen. The next group, 13 down. Illinois ahead of Florida Atlantic. Common sense. Okay, Ole Miss, undefeated. Where is Ole Miss? Where is Ole Miss? Auburn, drilled Indiana. Where is Auburn? I have Northwestern there. So Ole Miss and Auburn should be ranked. No Miami. It's the last screen. Memphis, good win over A&M on the road. Could have moved them higher. Wisconsin, could have moved them higher. Hard to win at Arizona. Fair statement. There's Colorado. There's New Mexico. There's Iowa State. There's South Carolina. One loss to Clemson. There's St. Joe's. St. Joe's right now is the best team in the A-10. Excuse me. Grand Canyon. You know what Grand Canyon did this week? Grand Canyon, excuse me, Grand Canyon beat San Diego State at home. By the way, great for San Diego State to play that game. Then they went to Liberty and won. Drake, right now, Drake and Indiana State are two really good teams in the Valley. Keep an eye on the Valley right now with Drake and Indiana State. Really interesting. All right, my National Player of the Week was Zach Edey from Purdue. He dominated Iowa earlier in the week. Then he had 35 against Alabama and Toronto, homecoming for Edey. He went 11 of 11 from the free throw line. 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Then, team of the week, Oklahoma. Porter Moser has the Sooners undefeated. Best team he's had since he's been there. Beat Providence at home. Then they beat Arkansas and Tulsa. Phenomenal. Let's take a couple questions before we get to the games to watch. Again, I agree with you, K. Fordar. UConn behind Houston is comical. Here's Devon saying, how is Wisconsin ranked after the Arizona game? I could go either way on it. JP Guerra says, what are my thoughts on Nebraska? Great win on Sunday over Michigan State. Big game for the Huskers on Sunday the 17th against Kansas State. Ben Payne, my thoughts on Alabama. My thoughts are that they're really good about on the perimeter with Sears, Estrada. They ran into a buzzsaw up front, obviously, with Purdue. They're going to win games. They've got an unbelievable schedule. And they've been in all these games. So I'm not worried about that. Hey, there was a question there from Dave Suds about who cares what Andy Katz says about who's in the top 25? Well, my question to you, Dave, is why are you on this website? Why are you on this app? Clearly you care because you wouldn't have been here. No one cares what you think, I guess. So let's chill on the hate. Playing a little hurt here. Do I agree with UNC not dropping? Look, they played UConn in the Garden. UConn at the Garden is essentially another home game. Okay? So I think Carolina is a top 10 team right now. I agree with you, Will Nicholson. What does Ole Miss have to do to get ranked? I ranked them. They're undefeated. They had a win at UCF. They beat Memphis. I agree with you. Bear down. Arizona, Purdue. Okay, that's our segue. I will be there on Saturday. Let's go to games to watch. Look at these games coming up this week. Number one, by far, Arizona, Purdue, Saturday, 4:30 on Peacock, I believe, in Indianapolis. I will be there. I'm also going to be at the earlier game, Kansas at Indiana. It's Indiana's last chance for a big-time win. They need this game at home. Lost to UConn in the Garden. Lost to Auburn in Atlanta. Friday night, UConn Gonzaga in Seattle. Zags coming off the loss to Washington. UConn playing some of the best basketball in the country. Carolina, Kentucky in Atlanta, CBS Sports Classic. It never disappoints, that matchup. Baylor, Michigan State in Detroit on Saturday. That is a must-win for the Spartans. Circle it. Must win. A&M versus Houston in San Antonio. A&M now needs some games. They've been losing some games here. I like the Cougars here. Clemson at Memphis. Memphis and Clemson have played really good schedules. That's a really good game. It's not going to get national attention. I love that game. Again, look at Alabama's schedule at Creighton. So Alabama may not win a lot of these games, but their RPI is going to be really good. Ohio State versus UCLA in Atlanta. That's the appetizer for Carolina, Kentucky. Saturday. UCLA has nothing on the resume. They desperately need this game. Ohio State has a week after the 18-point lead they blew against Penn State to make up for that. And then USC at Auburn. USC coming off a disappointing loss in overtime Sunday night to Long Beach State, who, by the way, in the Big West already won at Michigan. Bronny James, great that he's back. Most important thing, he's healthy, contributed. But this is an important game for USC. They need to win some of these quality games. Beat Kansas State at the opener. This would be a great win for them. Let's go back to some of your questions here. Thoughts on Oregon, Jesse? Got the win over Michigan. They beat they beat Auburn, yes. So more from them. Why is Carolina on higher? I think they should be. Do I believe the Lobos can win the conference this year? Are they the best team in the Mountain West? Can they win? Yes. Great competition with Colorado State, San Diego State, Nevada, and don't sleep on Utah State. IU should not be ranked. South Carolina is a top 25 team. Well, their one loss is Clemson. You can make that argument. Manny, the fall of Michigan State's been crazy. I agree with you. Mabry G, I love Clemson. PJ Hall, Gerard, everything's just clicking for them. Yeah, Michael Tuttle says, after conference realignment, the Big 12 is looking like the best college basketball conference in the Power 5s, Power 6. Actually, it'll be the Power 5 because there'll be no more Pac-12. So the Big East is part of that. Yes, it will be and is. You know, I disagree with you, Jonathan, on Ole Miss. The win over Memphis should mean something, and a road win at UCF should mean something. Utah, okay. They did beat BYU. I want more data on them. Yeah, look, Bronny James adds another element for them. This is Alex asking about USC. But it was disappointing. They lost in overtime to Long Beach. This Auburn game is pretty huge for them. Really big. You know, Mississippi State, yes, beat good 6-1 Tulane team. Should be ranked. Make that argument if you want. I don't think Duke is overrated. They're 21. How's that overrated? Alex Grigoriev, I agree with you. How could Colorado not be in anywhere in this, and Miami's at 24? It makes no sense. I'm not sleeping on Northwestern or Boo Booey, so not at all. All right, I'm going to take two more here. Which Big East team is most likely to make a title run? To me, it's UConn. Marquette, Creighton, pretty simple. And look, Kentucky's getting healthier. Reed Shepherd's been phenomenal. Kentucky could easily win the SEC, but it's going to be really competitive. Top of the SEC is going to be really, really good. All right. Thanks for sticking with me a little hoarse, a little raspy, coming back after being sick this weekend. Great weekend of games next Saturday. We're going to talk about top players on Friday, though, right here on this app. As always, at March Madness MBB, Bleacher Report, NCAA.com, at the Andy Katz, at the real Andy Katz on Instagram, at the Andy Katz, Twitter X. Thanks for watching, everyone.